Dan Blocker truly hated him more than anyone. Dan Blocker truly hated him more than anyone. Dan Blocker was born Bobby Dan Davis Blocker on December 10, 1928 in DeKalb, Texas. He grew up in the rugged hills of Texas, where hard work, humility, and a strong sense of family became the cornerstones of his life. From his earliest days, he showed an uncommon blend of physical strength and gentle spirit, traits that would later define his most iconic screen role. Before fame ever came his way, Dan Blocker led a life that reflected integrity, perseverance, and service. Standing at 6 feet 4 inches and weighing around 300 pounds, he was a gentle giant even as a young man. His parents owned a small store in O'Donnell, Texas, and it was there that he learned the value of hard work and community. Blocker attended Texas Military Institute and later Saul Ross State Teachers College, where he not only excelled academically but also made a name for himself as a football player. His athletic ability and determination earned him the respect of his peers, and he graduated with a degree in English, later earning a master's degree in dramatic arts. These early experiences gave him a sense of discipline and passion that would shape both his personal and professional life. Before entering the entertainment world, Blocker served his country with pride. During the Korean War, he was drafted into the United States Army and served as an infantry sergeant. His time in the military instilled in him a deep respect for sacrifice, leadership, and courage. He often credited his wartime experiences with shaping his worldview and strengthening his empathy for others. Those who knew him during this period described him as a man of deep integrity, someone who carried a quiet strength and a genuine kindness that never faded even amid the harsh realities of combat. After his military service, Blocker returned to Texas and worked as a teacher, sharing his love for literature and history with students before fate led him toward the world of acting. Dan Blocker's entry into Hollywood was not immediate nor easy, but his perseverance paid off. In the late 1950s, he began landing small parts in television shows such as The Rifleman, Gunsmoke, and The Restless Gun. His natural charisma, coupled with his imposing frame, quickly caught the attention of casting directors. In 1959, his life changed forever when he was cast as Hoss Cartwright in Bonanza. The role would not only define his career, but also turn him into one of the most beloved characters in television history. Hoss, the big-hearted middle son of the Cartwright family, embodied everything Dan Blocker was in real life: gentle, humorous, compassionate, and morally upright. Audiences instantly connected with Hoss's warmth and humility, and Blocker's portrayal gave the show an emotional depth that balanced its action and adventure. Bonanza became one of the most successful TV series of all time, running for 14 seasons from 1959 to 1973. Blocker appeared in 415 episodes before his untimely death in 1972, and during that time, he became an icon of American television. His character stood out not for being the fastest gun or the toughest cowboy, but for his humanity and decency. Critics and fans alike praised Blocker for bringing sincerity to the Western genre, often portraying Hoss as the emotional heart of the show. Behind the scenes, his co-stars, including Lorne Greene, Michael Landon, and Pernell Roberts, admired him deeply, describing him as the moral compass of the cast and a man who never let fame change who he was. Dan Blocker's marriage to Dolphia Parker Blocker stands as one of the most touching and enduring love stories in Hollywood history, a relationship that reflected loyalty, humility, and deep affection in an industry often known for fleeting romances. The couple's bond began long before fame found Dan. They met while both were students at Sul Ross State University in Alpine, Texas, where Dan was pursuing his studies and Dolphia was also active in the college community. From the very beginning, their connection was grounded in shared values, respect, kindness, and a genuine appreciation for simplicity. While many couples in show business were drawn together by glamour or ambition, Dan and Dolphia built their relationship on mutual understanding and the comfort of knowing that their hearts were safe in each other's hands. They married in 1952, years before Dan Blocker became a household name through his legendary role as Eric Hoss Cartwright on Bonanza. The wedding was modest, much like the couple themselves. Two people deeply in love, starting a life together with little more than hope and determination. At that time, Dan was still a struggling actor and teacher, working various jobs to support his young family. Dolphia stood by his side unwaveringly, providing encouragement and stability when the path ahead seemed uncertain. Her quiet strength and patience gave Dan the confidence to pursue his dreams, even when success seemed far away. It was a partnership built not on fame or wealth, but on faith in each other's potential, and a shared belief that love could carry them through any hardship. As Dan's acting career began to flourish in the late 1950s and eventually soared with Bonanza in 1959, Dolphia remained his steady anchor. She never sought the spotlight or attention for herself, preferring instead to focus on their home and children. While Dan was on set for long hours filming the beloved Western series, Dolphia kept their family grounded, making sure that their children grew up surrounded by love, normalcy, and strong moral values. Friends and colleagues often remarked that despite his fame, Dan Blocker remained remarkably humble and family-oriented, and much of that was due to Dolphia's quiet influence. She was his confidant, his emotional center, and the person who reminded him of who he truly was beyond the fame and success. Their marriage also produced 4 children, twin sons David and Dirk, and daughters Deborah Lee and Dana Lynn. The Blocker household was known for its warmth and laughter, and Dan often credited his wife with keeping that sense of balance. Even as his fame grew, he refused to let Hollywood change the way he treated his wife or family. He frequently spoke with deep affection for Dolphia, describing her as his greatest blessing and the love of his life. Theirs was a marriage that weathered the ups and downs of fame, long working hours, and the pressures of public life, yet it never wavered. Dan's deep devotion to Dolphia was well known among his peers. He would often hurry home after shooting rather than attend industry parties, preferring to spend quiet evenings with his wife and children. In the world of television westerns, few series were as beloved as Bonanza. For over a decade, it captured the heart of America with its tales of the Cartwright family, led by patriarch Ben and his 3 sons, Adam, Hoss, and Little Joe. Behind the scenes, however, not everything was as harmonious as it seemed on screen. While Bonanza projected the image of a tight-knit frontier family, the real-life relationships among the cast were sometimes far more complicated. Among those, perhaps the most tense and emotionally charged, was the one between Dan Blocker, who played the kind-hearted giant Eric Hoss Cartwright, and Pernell Roberts, the intense and intellectual actor who portrayed Adam Cartwright. Dan Blocker, known for his warm, jovial nature and deep sense of loyalty to his colleagues, rarely harbored ill will toward anyone. A Texas-born former teacher and soldier, Blocker was a man of principle who valued teamwork and respect, yet even he found it hard to get along with Pernell Roberts. The tension between them wasn't about ego or competition for screen time. It was about conflicting personalities and values. Roberts was famously outspoken, often criticizing Bonanza's scripts and direction, which he viewed as shallow and formulaic. He wanted deeper storylines that challenged social norms, and he wasn't afraid to voice his frustrations loudly on set. Blocker, who believed in professionalism and loyalty to the show that made them famous, took Roberts's constant criticism personally. In one interview, Blocker once remarked, "Pernell thought he was smarter than the rest of us, and maybe he was, but that didn't give him the right to treat people like fools." He added that working with Roberts could be like walking on eggshells, since Roberts often refused to rehearse lines he considered poorly written or beneath him. Blocker, who prided himself on being easygoing and cooperative, found such behavior disrespectful to the cast and crew. He would often say, "We're a family on this set, and a family doesn't tear each other down in front of outsiders." The philosophical divide between the two men only deepened as the seasons went on. Roberts wanted out of the series, feeling creatively trapped. Blocker, on the other hand, loved Bonanza and saw it as a rare opportunity to bring positive, wholesome entertainment to American homes. Roberts's disdain for the show's commercial success clashed sharply with Blocker's gratitude for it. Pernell thought Bonanza was too simple, too moral, too good-natured, Blocker once said. but that's what people needed, a little goodness in their lives. He couldn't see that. Despite their differences, both actors shared a deep commitment to authenticity in their performances. Roberts was a classically trained actor who approached each role with intensity, while Blocker relied on instinct and sincerity. The clash between intellect and heart became emblematic of their relationship and of the creative tension that fueled Bonanza itself. Behind the scenes, their arguments were sometimes heated, but never violent. Yet Blocker's dislike for Roberts was well known among cast members. Michael Landon, who played Little Joe, once recalled that Dan tried to stay patient, but Purnell had a way of pushing people past their limits. When Roberts finally left Bonanza in 1965, Blocker reportedly felt both relief and sadness. "I never wished him ill," he said in an interview years later, "but I was glad to stop fighting." The departure restored peace on the set, and Blocker's good humor returned in full. Still, he couldn't completely let go of his resentment. "He was a brilliant man," Blocker admitted, "but he made everyone around him miserable. You can't build anything good out of bitterness." Ironically, time softened the edges of Blocker's anger. After leaving the show, Roberts pursued theater and stage work, continuing to speak out on social issues he cared deeply about. Though Blocker never reconciled with him personally before his own untimely death in 1972, he reportedly spoke of Roberts with a kind of weary respect in his later interviews. Maybe he was right to want more, Blocker once reflected, but he forgot to be thankful for what he already had. Their relationship remains one of the most fascinating behind-the-scenes dynamics in television history. A clash between two talented men who loved their craft but couldn't bridge the gap between their opposing views of what it meant to be an artist. Dan Blocker's frustration with Purnell Roberts wasn't rooted in hatred alone, but in disappointment. Disappointment that someone he admired for his intelligence and talent could also be so cold, critical, and distant. In the end, Blocker's legacy was one of warmth, generosity, and camaraderie, while Roberts's was one of independence and defiance. Both men left an indelible mark on Bonanza, but it was Blocker's big heart and his honest words that continue to resonate with fans decades later. As Blocker once summed it up in his straightforward way, "You don't have to like everybody you work with, but you should at least try to respect them." Purnell never gave us that chance. On May 13, 1972, the world was stunned by the unexpected and heartbreaking death of beloved actor Dan Blocker, best known for his unforgettable portrayal of Eric Haas Cartwright on the long-running television western Bonanza. At only 43 years old, Blocker's passing in Inglewood, California, left a deep void not only in the entertainment industry, but also in the hearts of millions of devoted fans who had come to admire his warmth, humor, and humanity, both on and off the screen. The official cause of death was a pulmonary embolism, a sudden and fatal blockage of an artery in the lungs, which tragically developed following what had been expected to be a routine gallbladder surgery at Daniel Freeman Memorial Hospital. In court, according to reports at the time, Blocker had entered the hospital for a standard medical procedure, something that neither he nor his doctors considered life-threatening. However, following the operation, complications arose when a blood clot formed and traveled to his lungs, cutting off his oxygen supply and leading to cardiac arrest. The news was confirmed by his family and later detailed by news outlets, which reported somberly, Blocker went into the hospital for gallbladder surgery, developed a blood clot in his lung, and died. This simple statement captured the shocking suddenness of his passing, an event that seemed almost incomprehensible given Blocker's image as a strong, larger-than-life figure whose good-natured spirit had come to symbolize the moral heart of Bonanza. His death was not only a devastating personal loss for his wife, Dolphia Parker Blocker, and their 4 children, David, Deborah, Dana, and Dirk Blocker, the latter following in his father's footsteps as